The Bahamas National Trust must depend mainly on private donations to continue protecting these national treasures. If you wish to see these pristine parks treated with the respect and protection they deserve for your children and their children, then please support the Bahamas National Trust.
You're watching the ZNS Network, the People's Station.
Coming up in the news, residents in Grand Bahama expressing their views on the government's announcement to relaxing the mask mandate. Also, Bahamas Union of Teachers members heading to the polls today. We have the latest. And a wanted man who evaded police for 2 years, now in custody. The Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, starts now.
This is the Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
Good evening and welcome to the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. I'm Ramiko Knowles. Thank you so much for tuning in. Topping the news, mask on or off. Well, the choice will be up to you as of October 1st, with a few exceptions. The nation's leader, Prime Minister, the Honorable Philip Davis, along with other health officials, making the announcement of lifting the mask mandate. Jay Philippe has our top story.
According to reports, the government of the Bahamas intends to announce that the current mask mandate is expected to be lifted as of October 1st. Residents here on Grand Bahama sharing their mixed concerns about the announcement. It is the news that many have been waiting on, the removal of the mask mandate. An official statement released from the Ministry of Health and Wellness late Wednesday announcing to members of the public the new relaxed measures when it comes to wearing a mask.
I think it's great. At least now we could breathe and be a little bit more relaxed, you know, because this mask was really rough on the Bahamian people. So now I'm very happy for it. So that was a good move.
The U.S. have already stopped it. We were late putting it on. We late taking it off. Here it is. I head to the store right now. I can't find no mask. Waiting on a friend to bring me a mask. So as of October 1st, yeah, let's drop the mask thing.
I think it's time. I think it's awesome. I think persons need to understand and realize if they're not well, you're not feeling well, stay home. Don't get anyone else sick. And I think it's the right time to do this. I think we were waiting for this, and I think it's the right time.
Many countries around the world have relaxed the mask mandate protocols. Recently, President of the United States of America, Joe Biden, stated that the pandemic was over, while some scientists and doctors believe that could be up for debate. Here at home, these residents say they will continue to follow safety protocols as advised by the Advisory Committee of the Ministry of Health and Wellness.
I think people are tired of wearing it, but I think you should also still be careful. If you go like in areas what have like a lot of people or whatever, I think you should still take precautions.
I don't really want it to go away, but it's very annoying. But what could you do about it? Everybody been waiting for it to go. So I guess we have to see what happens.
It's a good protocol for all of us, knowing that we have to take the necessary precautions everywhere we go in the world. So we are thankful for it. Indeed.
With the number of cases on the decline, in addition to more residents being vaccinated throughout the country, some Grand Bahamians believe that the time has come for the mask mandate to be eliminated.
It's very good. It's very good. And especially to set who take the shot. I didn't take it. I have no mind to take it.
I think it's about time. I think it's safe enough to say that we basically out of the pandemic now. So I think this causing more harm than good.
I don't have a problem with it. If it's something that has to be done for my health, then obviously I'll do it. As you can see, I'm still wearing mine, so I don't have any issues about it.
Now that the government officially plans to relax the mask mandate as of October 1st, masks will still be required in facilities for elderly, healthcare centers, and schools. The Ministry of Health will continue to assist with free testing and free vaccinations to members of the public. For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Jay Philippe.
Well, scores of educators here on Grand Bahama flocking to the polls today to decide who will represent the executive team in the Bahamas Union of Teachers. Prominent educators on the island speaking to the importance of exercising their democratic rights. John Ingram and Judd Williams also at the polling stations as the only two candidates vying for area vice presidents. Our Raven Davis was on site to witness it all.
Scores of educators entering these doors here at the BUT Hall, some hopeful for a remodeling of union representatives, while others satisfied with the present executive team. Two hopeful candidates are vying for the coveted title of Area Vice President. They know the urgency of filling that vacant position and outline immediate plans if they secure the win.
I see where transparency, accountability needs to be taking place. Hold the feet to the fire. My plans are to have training sessions and seminars. 1, professional development for our teachers. 2, health care. Next, fair financial securities.
Belinda Wilson, she came to me and asked me what I think about running and serving the teachers. And I decided to give myself the opportunity to serve the teachers. So I have plans of create more social events, create more opportunities abroad, hosting workshops, seminars.
Some 3,000 members comprise the union and 15 members are on its executive team. Educators we spoke to today sharing just why they considered it important to vote.
Right now it's an important time when it comes to education in this country. And so the union is the go-between for educators when it comes to issues that we face in our schools on a day-to-day basis. And so we, the educators, have to make the right choices when it comes to who will lead us when dealing with those affairs.
It's our duty, it's our right to participate as teachers when it comes to electing the persons who will guide us as teachers within the union the way forward.
Show support for the candidates, for leadership. We have some excellent candidates.
And when questioned as to their level of satisfaction with the union,
I can't say that I'm all pleased and I can't say that I'm not all pleased, but I would like to see that at least we can get more things that geared towards our teachers on the island particularly.
Those who are currently running the union, they have been there for quite some time and they have done an excellent job, but also become the time where change is necessary to take us to the next level.
Now, all polling divisions close at 5:00 p.m. today, and results are forthcoming. For the Bahamas Tonight Northern Edition, I'm Raven Davis.
Now we reached out to Area Vice President candidate for the Northern Bahamas, Antoine Duncombe, who is stationed in Andros. He says the excitement about the elections are high and voters are excited to see the outcome.
Excitement is brewing. Everybody's excited about the whole today. There's 15 seats that are available for the election. We're hoping that the best outcome for the Bahamas Union of Teachers comes forth today. The polling station in Harbour Island is already, all the teachers there have voted already, that is. And so therefore we're just waiting on the official 5 o'clock hour for the counting to start. Here in North Andros, we have about another 15 teachers out of the 7 schools or thereabout that are just waiting on the teachers to come in to vote. Got word from Abaco, they're almost wrapping up there as well. So from 12 o'clock when school is closed for teachers to go out and vote, they've been bombarding the polls and just excited.
Now the Post oversees the islands of Grand Bahama, Abaco, Bimini, the Berry Islands, Andros, and Eleuthera. Duncombe is running against Christina Thompson-Tanay, who is an educator in Central Eleuthera. Well, good news to report tonight as principals who reported a low attendance rate are now seeing an increase in students reporting to school. Our Jolanda Thompson has been on the education beat and has this update.
Good news are in order for these schools here in Grand Bahama. During an interview with these principals, they are sharing that they have seen an increase in school attendance and they are continuing to exude support to the families in need. During the beginning of the school term, our ZNS News team met with the principals at local schools who reported that there was a decline in attendance and the cause of a concern surrounding the lack of uniforms. Since then, school officials made a clarion call for parents to contact the school, and together they can work on a solution to get students back into the classrooms. There has been an uptick in attendance, and principals say they are also being assisted by attendance officers who are patrolling school campuses and taking records of those students who are absent.
They have been coming in, gradually, of course. Every day we have 1 or 2 coming in from off island or from other schools. Last time we spoke, grade 10, we were at 109. Now we're at 126, which is still not where we should be, but that's where we are now.
But the grade 7s are slowly coming in. We also have the attendance officers coming in from the ministry, and they are going to assess those students who we couldn't reach out to. They're going to be able to contact them to see what's going on and to get those students in.
Up to this morning, attendance has been average up to 90% for attendance. So we're pretty pleased with the students' attendance. And for those who are not in the 98%, we're appealing to the parents to please bring their children to school.
They are also crediting parents for stepping up and reaching out to get their children back in school.
Education is a very important tool and equipment, and we want to encourage them to come to school. Any assistance they need, they can communicate that with myself, administration, or the guidance counselors. We're here to assist them. We know unemployment is pretty high in Grand Bahama. The economy is challenging, but we are here to help. We have partnered with social services and urban renewal and other civil organizations that have reached out and are lending a helping hand.
The problem that we have is a lot of the numbers that we have, they're either incorrect or they've been turned off. So a lot of our kids, a lot of parents, we actually can't contact them. So that's why we make an appeal in this forum for parents to contact the school if there is any issues that is preventing their child from being in school. Our hope and our wish is that each one of them will graduate. And the only way that's possible is if they are in school.
Now, these officials say they hope more parents will understand the power in working together for the betterment of their children. For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Yolanda Thompson.
In news from the crime beat, after more than 2 years on the run, police have captured 33-year-old Rashad Smith, a.k.a. Chicken, of number 13 Barbados Drive, Freeport. Smith was wanted back in 2020 for stealing. He was taken into custody yesterday. Still on the crime beat, police on the island of Bimini arresting an American national for possession of dangerous drugs at the South Bimini Airport yesterday afternoon. Reports indicate that security officers alerted police that they suspected a passenger on board an international flight was in possession of dangerous drugs. After searching the American man's luggage, 2 plastic containers with a quantity of suspected marijuana was discovered. The man was arrested and taken into police custody. Investigations continue into this incident. Well, last month, we introduced the story of a young woman who became pregnant at the age of 13. Today, she has aspirations of becoming a lawyer and has been in pursuit of that dream for the past 10 years. The future attorney sought financial assistance but was not able to meet her deadline. Nonetheless, the persistent mother says she is not giving up on her dream, and for her, the pursuit continues. Tamara Wilshire is not a woman easily deterred. She's been chasing her dream of becoming an attorney for more than a decade. At present, she has 1 more term to complete before achieving that goal and has sought financial assistance to complete the final chapter this semester. But she was unable to meet her goal of $33,000 before September 12, 2022.
Unfortunately, I wasn't able to make sufficient funds to actually get the UK visa in time for the September enrollment, but I have deferred for September 2023 to 2024, and by then I should have had the amount that I need.
For her, the dream is delayed, not denied.
At this point, I am actually a little under halfway to my mark. So between now and next year, I'm hoping to possibly raise more funds as well as save and do what it is that I'm required to do in order to go off in September 2023, 2024. I only have a year to interrupt my studies, and they only allow interruption of studies once. But, I'm very confident that I will be, enrolled for September 2023, 2024.
Ever since losing her mother and becoming pregnant at the age of 13, her life has been an uphill climb, but she continues to rise. And in doing so, she has become an inspiration to many.
I can appreciate my journey for what it is, and I know there are many people that may take inspiration to that, and I do want people to know and understand, it's mind over matter, and without God, I wouldn't be able to do it. I mean, He has been my source and my strength throughout, so I'm just a mere vessel of inspiration. I take my inspiration from God, and through all of my darkest hours, I have been able to call on Him. So I don't want people looking at me and thinking, it's her. It's God working through me.
She is grateful to all who have assisted financially towards her achieving her goal. She's looking forward to completing the final semester.
I know when I got my law school degree, it's so much pride and so much gratefulness to God for allowing me to see that. And so appreciative of the journey and all of the lessons that I've learned throughout. I could see me having the same feeling or similar, even at a heightened sense, because, this is the final chapter to, on my journey to becoming an attorney.
Now, for those of you wishing to donate to Damara's GoFundMe page, it is still open. You can search from 13 and pregnant to future attorney. And when we come back, it's all about the precious pearls in the Marco City community who had a grand time with the Urban Renewal Center managers. That story and a whole lot more, including the latest in sports with Jay Philippe, right after this.
Come on down. Come on down now.
Mommy, kids eat free at Pizza Hut.
Free? What you talking about?
On Tuesdays and Sundays, you can take me there and eat free any time of the day. $1 per child, and you only have to spend $10 so I could eat free.
That's an amazing deal.
They also have 2 medium, 1-topping pizzas, a 2-liter soda for only $25.85 VAT inclusive.
What?
Call 352-9191.
We're going there now.
Pizza Hut Freeport, for the love of pizza.
Esquire Men's Freeport has extended its summer sidewalk savings into September. Everything $30 and under, every Saturday during September. Call them at 352-8816. Come and see the cabinets and countertops in stock now at Specialty Kitchen and Bath. Number 16 Oak Street, phone 688-9661.
My name is Cameron Ferguson, the CEO of Leslie Straits. Leslie Straits is an import-export company. We do a wide variety of stuff, such as import and exporting, purchasing agent, where you could order your stuff online. You could come into our store, order your stuff online. Then we order trucking service. Maybe you could come to the harbor, pick up your stuff, or if you order with us and it's too big to fit in the vehicle, or however, we could transport them to your house or your business. We're here to help you with anything that you need to get imported or exported off the island. We do offer courier and brokerage service, logistics and freight forwarding. Leslie Straits is located on Call Road, 2J's Plaza, door number 5. Our hours are Monday to Friday, 9 to 5:30, and Saturdays, 10 to 3. You can check us on our Facebook platform, which is Leslie Straits, or on Instagram, Leslie Straits. We do offer services to all the islands. So come and give us a try. We are your trusted courier.
Saturday, September 24th, 8 p.m., it's all about Rake and Scrape Reloaded Part 7 at No Holds Bar and Lounge, Settlers Way. Admission is free.
The King of the North is back. Power 104.5 FM.
Your number one news team covering the North. The Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
Welcome back. Seniors in the Marcos City community, accompanied by various urban renewal center managers on Grand Bahama, coming together for a day of fun and relaxation on Wednesday. Our Raven Davis was in action and shares the details in this report.
The excitement almost palpable at the Marcos City Urban Renewal Center. Seniors gathering for a social and game day. Center manager Alicia Barros underscoring the importance of keeping seniors engaged in their golden years.
We have a lot of elderly people, they don't have anything to do. So this right here is some social to come out, feel welcomed and feel like there's somewhere to be at all times. So anytime they're ready, we told them that they can come in at any time and plan their activities. So we're going to do this at least twice a month. I would hope that they would take the love that knowing that the community still cares about them.
And the love attendees did feel. The eldest in the room receiving a gift of apple cider.
We love you. Okay.
Beaming with excitement, the seniors expressing that the occasion presented an opportunity to not only have some fun, but to reconnect with old friends and even forge new meaningful relationships.
The event is beautiful. I'm enjoying it. You know, see a lot of people that I haven't seen in a long time. And then we played the game of bingo. Even though I didn't win any, I wasn't even voted. But, you know, it was fun just being with my constituents.
It's really good. And it's good for me to get out of the house. I'd be glad when they invite me, because I only be there watching the story. It gives me such a joy to be amongst the seniors. Seniors who I haven't seen before in a long time, and we connecting together.
But the event serving as just a precursor to even grander plans the organization is coordinating, according to the center manager. She adds that once the committee is formed, fundraising events will be held to alleviate financial burdens.
The next thing is on their agenda is I want them to take them away on the Margaritaville, give them something to do just for the day, take them shopping, and then bring them back home. Because, you know, they have kids. Some people don't even have kids, I should say, that will do things like that for them. So I want to give them a little vacation.
For the Bahamas Tonight Northern Edition, I'm Raven Davis.
Thanks, Raven. Well, Lucayan Family Care and Concierge Limited hosting their back-to-school health fair. Medical Director Dr. Tiadra Dorset Johnson sharing the clinic's role in the community and the importance of providing the opportunity for children and adults to take advantage of the free health screening at the Seahorse Plaza.
Because we want the community to know that we are here, that we are open, that we provide services for the whole family. And as kids are getting back to school, we have some giveaways for the kids as well. And also want the parents to know that, you know, your health is important too, to come and get their screening health check done. Normally the kids would see the doctor at the ages when they get immunizations, which is fine. But if there are any health concerns in between those ages, you know, we want the parents to know that there's also, you know, a health facility, medical clinic right here in their community.
Since opening its doors in February, the medical director says their goal has been to provide comprehensive care to every phase of the community.
Since we've been open, we've been having good support. We've been trying to get our message out on social media. We're trying to let persons know that we are here. We serve the whole community as well as various sectors of society. We have NHI, National Health Insurance. We have a Dr. Robinson now enrolling for those clients. We address also the needs for the private sector as well. We have lab services, so we try to provide that comprehensive care.
Well, a woman well known throughout the Commonwealth of the Bahamas for her music is releasing a new song and a music video that brings awareness to domestic violence in relationship. The song, titled Love Her, is Sweet Emily's latest music release. Local artist and producer of the song, narrator Mighty Mouth Scott, says the two came together for the collaboration, and their hope is to bring an end to domestic violence. Sweet Emily, the Queen of Junkanoo, is known for some of her popular hits like Someday.
I know that someday you will want me.
Look What You Do, featuring musical legend, the late Ronnie Butler.
Look what you do.
At that point in time, we had a hype on domestic violence around the country. And the song was so fitting that we went ahead to do this video, and we make sure related to what you see is going on in our country as a nation right now, with so much domestic violence going on against women, but a bit men, but mainly women.
The alarming rate of domestic violence in the country is what he says sparked the singer and songwriter to pen the lyrics to the song.
The main purpose was what you see was going on between Nassau and Grand Bahama. I don't know if you can remember very well that we had one incident after another, dealing with several different individuals. You know, I think the bucket stop for me is when the incident took place on Miami Street in Nassau. That grabbed my attention and that touched home, you know.
He described some of the scenarios played out in the video.
There's two parts in it. One part of the video is where you see two individuals in a heated argument where at the end of the day the husband is more reacted to the female, and he grab her and throw her on the bed. The other side of the video is where you see another husband who is more loving and caring and respectable for his wife.
The local producer says he wants those in relationships to understand that violence is not the answer.
My message is plain and simple. One is that viewers understand that it's very important that what we teach our youths now, violence is not the answer, because at the end of the day, one slap could turn into a coffin.
You can watch the full video on several video music platforms.
So you can get it on the Vivo channel, you can get it on your YouTube channel, you can get it on your Facebook channel, Instagram, all your digital websites.
Make you compromise or get dizzy. And love you must never.
Sweet Emily is back. Your Thursday evening check on sports is up next with Jay Philippe.
Good evening, I'm Jay Philippe and welcome to Sports. Well, championship action in women's softball, but let's begin with boxing. The first annual Frederick Starr Boxing Championships is set for September 24th in New Providence at the National Boxing Stadium.
It's a greater feeling for me to have young people like Misha and a whole lot of other people involved with the game and taking it to new levels. Boxing has had its highs and lows in the Bahamas over the last 50 years, and this is one of the low periods. You know, this is the first time in 20 years. I'm a former two-time president of the Commonwealth Boxing Council, and this is the first time in 20 years I've not been able to lobby for a Bahamian to be on the top international rankings for all of the international bodies.
Starr has been involved with boxing for over 50 years. He serves as the chairman of the Boxing Commission.
Right now, we're kind of going forward, and with the Bahamas Boxing Commission as the catalyst and trying to get everybody together. And on this weekend in particular, what we're doing is having a clinic. The commission is having a clinic in Camp Road, and that is to sort of go into that hotbed area where the kids are challenged, socially challenged. They're trying to give them options, you know.
Switching gears now in softball championship action in the Grand Bahama Softball Association Women's Fast Pitch Best of 7 Series. In a closely contested game, the Aces of Bases won Game 1 11-10 thanks to this in-the-park home run.
My expectations is pretty high. I have a lot of young players, and they're very eager to learn and actually play this game. We have some veteran players who actually is there to show them also how to play the game also. So I think the playoffs should be a pretty good series.
Going into this playoff, our goal is to pretty much just trying to win every inning, and obviously that would mean we'll come up with the victory. So the expectations is pretty much just to win.
Lady Diamond Reds will have to regroup.
I'm pretty confident with my team. We've been practicing a lot. They're pretty good. You know, these girls are seasoned, and so am I. But I think we're going to have a good season, and we're going to do pretty well. I mean, seeing that it's the playoffs right now, so I think we're going to do good, and I have high expectations for them.
That's a quick check on sports. I'm Jay Philippe. Be blessed.
For designer shoes, sandals, accessories, and handbags, visit Steppin' Out, now at 2 locations, Old Sam's Plaza, Freeport, and Top of the Hill, Mackey Street, Nassau. Steppin' Out, when you want to put your best foot forward.
Don't miss the fabulous end of summer sale at Park & Shop downtown. 25% off this September 22nd, 23rd, and 24th, excluding underwear and all red tag items.
Island Bedding has the biggest summer sale going on right now. Special, special, special. Comforters, mattress pads, sheets, toppers, and best of all, mattress. 35% off, 45% off, 50% off. Oh my goodness! Special, people!
Don't miss the buy 2, get 1 free sale going on now at Pandora, Port Lacaya.
Come on down to Superb Water Depot and Snacks. We sell and we deliver ice, drinks, purified water, alkaline water, and a variety of snacks. Your one-stop shop for all your snacks and water needs. Contact 242-820-2482. We are located number 2 La France Plaza, Peachtree Street. Purified water, 50 cents a gallon. Alkaline water, 80 cents a gallon. Come on now, you can't beat that. We offer superb quality, superb taste, and superb service. Monday to Saturday, 8 to 8, and Sundays, 8 to 2. Superb Water Depot and Snacks. Come on down.
That's what I told her. Bring the whining thing here. This is Rick and Script, so show me emotion. Hey, wine and go down low.
The King of the North is back. Power 104.5 FM.
Your number 1 news team covering the North. The Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
Charlene Reed, you are our Facebook friend of the day, and we also want to wish you bright smiles and a hearty birthday from the ZNS News team here in the North. We also want to send a happy birthday out to Antoinette Seymour over there in the nation's capital. Thank you guys so much for your support, and that concludes the Bahamas Tonight. On behalf of the entire news team here in the North, I'm Ramiko Knowles. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to stay tuned as the Bahamas Tonight continues.
Coming up in the Bahamas tonight, the National Report, carbon credits and its multi-million-dollar worth. Shovels in the ground for Randfully expansion. Poll day for teachers. And in sports, Government League basketball championships set. The Bahamas tonight, the National Report starts now.
This portion of the news is brought to you by BTC Super Fast Internet for Less. Best rate, no debate. Sign up today.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Akush Lopinder, and welcome to the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report. Thanks for tuning in. Following overwhelming feedback, the Davis administration has locked down a target date to begin trading the country's carbon credits on the stock market. And the Prime Minister sees that as before the end of the year. The Prime Minister spent recent months schooling the international community on the effects of climate change on the country and what mitigation methods ultimately need to be taken. After all, its impact not only leads to the grim possibility of lives being lost, but millions of dollars in damage and losses. As it stands, the Bahamas' debt to GDP ratio is a staggering 82%. Still, much lower than the over 100% the Davis administration says it met upon taking office. This has, however, warranted concern over whether the country's debt will lead to it not being able to fulfill future obligations. Prime Minister the Honourable Philip Davis says that's far from the truth, but here's what he insists on making clear, and that's that the responsibility of our debt is not of our own making.
Because if one were to look at the profile of our debt and how it was incurred, you will find that up to 40 or more % of that debt is directly related to our consequence of climate change. And so most of our debt is basically related to matters to which we did not contribute.
The Prime Minister has stressed at every turn that industrial countries who've been using fossil fuels for centuries, their bill is due. This explains his persistent push for these countries to become more accountable.
What we must remember is that most people are now talking about mitigation and adaptation. Loss and damage is still not making its way to the agenda. And when you look at mitigation, we're talking about reducing the carbon emissions. When we talk about adaptation, we're talking about building for resilience and to be able to adapt. Yeah. So those two things we're talking about. But what you have to realize is that there's still a lot of carbon in the air. It's not enough just to reduce our emissions now. There's still a lot of carbon up in the air that has to be sucked out.
In the meantime, the Bahamas has looked for ways and means to help itself. Carbon sinks have been identified. Once these are verified, the next step is to have them traded on the stock market.
Well, let me put it this way. Once the word got out that we were pursuing monetizing carbon credits, I had unsolicited offers just to buy it from numbers ranging from 350 million to 400 million. So for me to have had that, it tells me it's probably 4 times that.
Well, while on the issue of money, we can tell you that gas prices are trending down. Effective today, prices at Esso pumps have dropped from $6.31 per gallon to $5.71. That according to Vasco Bastian, Vice President of the Bahamas Petroleum Dealers Association, who says the reduction is due in part to the price of crude oil on the international market. We shift our attention now to news from the police. A family in mourning after their relative was gunned down in the area of Hampster Road off Faith Avenue. Police Press Liaison Officer Chief Superintendent Chrislyn Skipping says the victim, believed to be in his 40s, was leaving a home in the area this morning when the incident occurred.
Our preliminary investigations or information thus far reveals that a male had just left a residence here at Mays Close when a van, believed to be either white or gray in color, approached the deceased. It's reported that a male who was clad in all blue, short blue pants and a blue shirt, exited the van, approached the victim and shot him multiple times.
Now, Skipping says the victim was unknown to police.
If you know that your partner or your friend or your relative or someone is in possession of a firearm, you need to reach out to your law enforcement agency. You need to partner with us. That same weapon that your friend cousin, brother, nephew may have. They may have it to harm someone else. But in reality, that same weapon can be used to take your life.
In other news this evening, hundreds of teachers across the country headed to the polls today to vote in a new slate of executive officers for the Bahamas Union of Teachers for the next 3 years. Public schools closed at noon to facilitate the exercise. Incumbent Secretary General Tiffany Delancey Lang says, apart from a few minor challenges this morning, the process went smoothly.
We have approximately 2,600 persons in the Bahamas Union of Teachers who are able to vote. On the islands, I believe all of the polling stations would have opened at 8 a.m. And so we were off to a very good start this morning. Members are turning out. Members are voting. They are exercising their right to vote. They are using their voices because this is the one time they get to say who they want for leadership positions in the Bahamas Union of Teachers.
She says for the first time, there is a strong lineup of independents vying for leadership positions.
We have in the person of Mr. Dion Johnson, who is vying for the position of president. President, Mr. Jason Haley, along with Tiffany Burrell Roberts. So I think for the first time in the history of the Bahamas Union of Teachers, we have something I believe is very good in our union, where we have a whole group of persons running against the other team of persons. And so you have a lot of independent candidates who are now vying for these positions, who want to make a change, who want to make a difference, who want to be the change in their organization.
Well, following a close call with Hurricane Fiona, officials share what they found on the ground in Mayaguana and what happens from here. Lloyd Allen reports.
Well, good evening, Macushla, and good evening, Bahamas. At this moment, we are at Bacaner Beach Resort, located in Pirates Wells, Mayaguana. And on Wednesday, the Deputy Prime Minister, while addressing residents and quite aware of the uncertainty that hurricanes bring, reminding them that the government remains in full support.
I am here today to demonstrate, on behalf of Prime Minister Davis, who is out of the country, our government's commitment to all of the people across the Commonwealth of the Bahamas.
Acting Prime Minister, the Honorable I. Chester Cooper, also telling residents that infrastructure is high on the agenda to improve conditions across the island.
Mayaguana can be the shipping hub for the southern Bahamas. We can take advantage of the deep water and the shipping lanes and the strategic location between Europe and the rest of the Latin American Caribbean region.
Now, while Cooper committed to addressing the island's outdated dock, Minister responsible for Family Island Affairs, the Honorable Clay Sweeting, spoke to plans to improve mailboat services.
We're assessing nationwide on how we can better connect our people. We understand that being an island nation, sometimes the connectivity is one that remains a challenge, and we're not blind to the fact that this is one that has been this way for some time.
And a grateful Aprons Bay resident, Francis McPhee, says for the 11 residents flown out to Exuma on Monday for safety due to age or physical challenges, she says it was the right move, especially having benefited from a number of medical services.
All us had blood work. I say get our medication free. Who had appointment now sort of go? They don't have to go no more. They take them to the mini hospital and get all the tests they need. They don't have to go back, pay.
Now, Macushla, we also spoke with the island administrator earlier today, who confirmed that government services across the island have returned to normal operations, this giving islanders a reminder that they're returning back to normalcy. Reporting here from Mayaguana for the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Lloyd Allen.
All
right, this is Chief Meteorologist Basil Dane with a tropical weather update brought to you by BTC and CBS Bahamas. In the tropics, we continue to monitor Fiona. It's pulling away, and at 5 o'clock this afternoon, it was some 305 miles to the west-southwest of Bermuda, moving towards the north-northeast at 20 miles per hour. Maximum sustained winds still at 130 miles per hour, but we expect some weakening of this system over the next 24 hours or so as it continues to push towards the north-northeast. This system will generate some large swells which will impact the north and eastern coast of our islands through Friday. Hence, boaters are asked to exercise caution, and drivers traversing the coastal roads, particularly at high tide, should also exercise caution for possible sea sprays. And then we have another system we're looking at. This is a tropical storm Gaston. No problem for us here in the Bahamas, but could be an issue for the Azores on Saturday, as it's expected to shift more towards the east, southeast, and then south, which will take it over a portion of the Azores Islands on Saturday, packing winds of 65 miles per hour. And then there is a tropical wave just coming off the African coast. It has a very, very good chance of developing, about 60% of that happening. But the good news is steering currents will keep this system away from the Bahamas. And then finally, we have this tropical wave in the southeastern Caribbean Sea. Has a 90% chance of developing over the next a day or so. And it's currently spreading some heavy rains along the northern coast of Colombia as it moves towards the west. Computer models also suggesting that this system will stay well to the south of the Bahamas, but could impact some of the Gulf Coast state as early as next weekend. And that has been a tropical weather update brought to you by BTC and CBS Bahamas.
Still to come, the public's views on the government's first year, and a non-profit organization marks a significant milepost. Those stories and more when the Bahamas Tonight returns.
This portion of the news was brought to you by Sun Oil Limited Shell, fueling journeys that matter.
It has the looks, the style, the performance. Your new car is everything you always dreamed of. Now it's here. Commonwealth Bank was happy to help put you behind the wheel with a new car loan at a competitive rate and fast, friendly approval. It's a service that just comes naturally to us, just like how love of tradition comes naturally to you. Commonwealth Bank, leader in personal banking services.
Mealtime rules. Don't serve yourself first. Do not eat with your mouth open. Don't rest your elbows on the table. Don't make noise when eating. Does not apply when enjoying KFC buckets. When we bucket together, we are as we really are.
When you want to save money on your tile supplies, who you gonna call? The Tile King. When you tile your house and you want to look good, who you gonna call? The Tile King.
Visit the new Tile King showroom, which is internationally recognized as the finest tile showroom in the Caribbean, located in the Builders Mall on Wolf Road.
The Tile King. Who you gonna call? The Tile King.
Tiles on everything.
In celebration of our newest ship, the Disney Wish, we have launched a new program, Wishes Set Sail, which is our way of investing in youth-focused initiatives in each of our port communities in the region. This is really important for us at Disney Cruise Line because we want to see young people in our port communities achieve their dreams. One way that we're contributing to this is through our back-to-school giveaways, where we've supplied over 1,300 bags and school supplies for students in Abaco and Eleuthera as they head back to school this week.
It honestly fills my heart with so much joy, being able to participate and do such a great thing and give back to our community, especially the kids of the Bahamas.
We believe that by providing these kinds of supplies, bags, and school supplies, that we can help these young people achieve their dreams through education.
Are you a contractor or new homeowner?
Maybe you need a few pieces of lumber for your DIY projects. Welcome to Capital Lumber, the newest building materials company in the Bahamas. Located on Parkgate Road, Nassau, helping you to maximize your savings on lumber, cement, shingles, tools, and much more. Your one-stop shop for all your building essentials. With free delivery to the mail booth. Visit us today. Capital Lumber. Build strong.
As the government touts what it marks as its many accomplishments 1 year in, what does John Q. Public make of the Davis administration's 365 days in office? Well, here's what some residents shared with our Carla Palmer.
The economy, tourism, crime, immigration, and road infrastructure here in New Providence are some principal concerns residents are highlighting as important to them. As such, they are grading the government on a scale of 1 through 10, with 10 being the highest on its performance to date, as the administration observes its first-year anniversary. Donald Williams and Devado were the first speaking up.
I'll give them an 8. I don't think I'll ever give a government a 10, because there's always room for improvement. That being said, they came in under some heavy circumstances, meaning the pandemic, the financial state of the country. So I think they're faring pretty good. I would like to see them in their own way and time and touch more the small ground folks. Money tend not to trickle down like it used to. So if we could get the money, down to the ground, to the people who really needs it. I wish I had some advice to give them on the immigration issue, but we have allowed it to grow, and it's really, in my opinion, out of control.
They've been doing pretty good, doing some great things. From the last government to this one, I'm seeing a vast improvement. Give them a 7 because crime is pretty much rampant. The economy, it looks like it turned around in terms of people getting back to businesses or working, making money. The crime, that situation, that's a different story though. It looks like it's getting a little out of control.
Fisherman Gregory Brown refused to be left out in having a say.
I give the government rating a 9. You know, in tourism, Chester Cooper, he's doing a wonderful job right now because basically, you know, we have a lot of jobs are opening in the tourism industry, like on the island, Disney and other places. And also, you know, the minister who's doing the wonderful work with the road project. You know, it's going to be some talks about the road because it affects a lot of people when people dig up the roads and people don't make business and business. So, you know, in time, things going to get better.
Other residents also called for a national cleanup campaign. They agree that the overall picture of our country should reflect a clean and pristine landscape. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Carla Palmer.
More relaxation to the COVID protocols. This time, the unvaccinated are no longer required to have a negative COVID-19 test to enter the country. A statement from the Ministry of Health and Wellness confirming that all platforms reporting COVID-19 testing will remain in place and the results reported to the surveillance unit. However, health authorities will continue to monitor the pandemic and adjust protocols as necessary based on the latest scientific data. Despite the change, visitors and citizens are reminded to follow the preventative measures, and that includes proper hand washing, mask wearing, and physical distancing, along with getting the jab to help maximize the spread of the virus. Well, we're not there yet, but the end is in sight. The bold declaration of World Health Organization Chief Dr. Tedros a week ago. Several days later, United States President Joe Biden followed up with COVID-19 is over in the U.S. Just yesterday came the news on the local front that the long-implemented mask mandate is being relaxed in the face of consistently low numbers. However, in this week's briefing, Pan American Health Organization Director Dr. Carissa Etienne spoke of COVID's still too high burden on the region.
Nearly 1,000 days into the pandemic, we are losing
over 4,000 people from COVID-19 across the Americas every week. We cannot accept this as the new normal. Though cases and deaths have been falling, COVID-19 is still among us, and there is no indication that it will go away soon. The risks are significant if we simply let the virus continue to spread freely. Active transmission can lead to new variants, and we should learn from the past and remain prepared to respond to new surges.
And Etienne reminded that even if most COVID-19 cases are mild, there are the long-term consequences to consider. Still, COVID can be kept under control by continuing to use the necessary and available tools to prevent infections like vaccines. But beyond COVID-19, there is the added concern of rising monkeypox cases.
We have seen an increase of over 23% in confirmed cases in the Americas in this period. PAHO has supported the expansion of testing capacity, and 31 countries and territories are now able to identify and report cases of monkeypox. So far, our region has registered 5 deaths due to this virus. These deaths remain extremely rare, but it is critical to remember that people with weakened immune systems are at risk of complications from monkeypox infection.
For decades, the Christian-based Salvation Army has served the wider Bahamas, leaving an indelible mark on the lives of those it assists. The agency now marking a major milestone with high hopes of continuing to impact on the lives of the public for decades more. Cleopatra Murphy has that.
It's been in the country since 1931, providing food on a regular basis for the homeless and for those going through hard times. In times of natural disaster, the nonprofit organization also brings relief. 1 year delayed due to COVID-19 restrictions, the Salvation Army is celebrating its decades of service in the country, an accomplishment Divisional Commander Major Rudolph Mayo is proud of.
We can put it very simple, is save soul, go serve and serve suffering humanity. And we do not only care about the person's spiritual aspects, we also care about the social life, and then also we care about the whole aspect of the human being. And this is what drives our activities.
He says for the last 90 years, the Salvation Army has, without discrimination, catered to all segments of society, an effort he says donors and volunteers have been crucial to.
Community support is very grand, and we rely on it very, very much, whether it is in the social, where you have a lot of volunteers, and we have our soldiers, which is all called the members of the Salvation Army Church. And these also, they have put their hands all together in driving in the ministry. We have the business sector, and they support us financially.
Celebrations marking the milestone began Thursday, and among them is a talent show the 90th Anniversary Committee member Liesl Wright says will take place at Super Club's Breezes Friday.
Saturday, we are not going to parade by marching, but we're going to have a motorcade throughout the streets of New Providence just to celebrate with persons the 90 years of work that the Salvation Army has done spiritually and socially in the country. So we'll begin at the Western Esplanade at 10 a.m. on Saturday morning, and it's going to go through the streets of New Providence.
Activities culminate with a service at Super Club's Breezes Sunday, but already officials are looking to the future, adamant that where there is a need, you will find the Salvation Army, a service they look to continue for at least another 90 years. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Cleopatra Murphy.
Well, it's now time for our weekly poll question. Here's how it works. Listen in for the question and then log on to our website, www.znsbahamas.com, as well as any of our social media platforms to answer. That's all it takes. This week's question: do you think there should be protection against marital rape in Bahamian law? The poll's final results will be aired tomorrow. Thanks for participating. You're watching the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report. Stay with us.
Our future is here. And no matter the result, we must come together.
Together, we will innovate. Together, we will lead the way. Our future belongs to us. Happy Election Day, my fellow Bahamians. Leading the Bahamas in home improvement since 1973.
Throughout our lifetime, we must all make decisions. No matter how we choose, the right one just needs to be made. Like having J.S. Johnson Insurance Agents and Brokers as your insurance partner. We've been serving the Bahamas for over 100 years. Whether you need home, motor, marine, or commercial insurance, make the right decision. Call 397-2100 or visit jsjohnson.com.
JS Johnson Insurance. Peace of mind.
At Solomon's, we're all about family. We believe in quality brands and giving you what you need and more for every occasion. Our store is filled with items for the entire family, celebrating everyday living for you and those you love. Shopping is now more rewarding than ever with My Solomon's Smart Rewards. Shop Solomon's because family matters.
For hurricane season, we got impact windows and doors. For protection, just come to our store. Plus we got tiles to pretty up your walls and your floors. We'll help you brighten up for that big bad storm. Porcelain tiles, blank tiles, mosaic tiles, a variety of styles. Before teens get right, they gotta be rough. That's why we got the best deals in the whole Bahamas. Hey, hey.
Health is the greatest gift. That's where we come in. Bahamas Medical and Surgical Supplies is a premier distributor of medical equipment, as well as medical and surgical consumables. Our engineers are always on hand, providing top care service that saves lives. We carry a wide selection of over-the-counter and prescription items, IV fluids, and other injections. Our products are state-of-the-art, and our entire team stays on top of cutting-edge technology. With more than 2 decades of dedicated service, Bahamas Medical and Surgical Supplies continues to be a trendsetter and innovator in healthcare. We have set ourselves apart by truly caring for our customers. We understand the intricacies of healthcare, and we produce spectacular results. We cherish our partnerships and nurture our friendships as we continue on our quest to help everyone maintain that wonderful gift of good health. Find us on 9th Fifth Terrace, Centerville, right in the heart of the medical service epicenter of Nassau, Bahamas.
Former Randfully Home residents getting a leg up on their road to independence as the home continues its STEP project, an effort to ensure they can transition more easily from the home for children into the wider community. Cleopatra Murphy has the details.
It's a bit of stability at an uncertain time for former wards of the Randfully Home for Children, like 18-year-old Merveline Antonor. The Home for Children held a ceremonial groundbreaking for Phase 2 of its transitional home for young adults that have aged out of the home at 18. The new structure, a 4-unit building adjacent to an already constructed 2-unit one, is intended to ease the transition for tenants on the journey to independence.
Coming out the homes, I wasn't sure that where I was going to go. So, yeah, and then mentally, it teaches me how to save. It teaches me how to pay bills like light, food, gas, water, and all them kind of stuff. So it gives me that structure of when I go into the real world, what to do and how to do it.
The former wards will pay a small fee to live in the facilities from 6 months up to 2 years, but completing the facilities requires funds. It's an effort local company Private Trust has been assisting with, presenting a $204,000 check to the home Thursday. Appealing for more people to give, Randfully Home Treasurer Gowan Bowe, acknowledging the challenge young adults face even with full family support to position themselves for success, says the transition home is a lifeline for those without.
What did you have when you started? Did you have a family structure that allowed you to live home free? Did you have a family structure that allowed you to actually rent your first place, but you knew that if I had a fallback position, what I would do? And think about that in the context of our children who need us as a community. As they say, it takes a village to raise a child. Think about that in terms of those who are less fortunate in our community, who don't have that jumpstart that some of us may have had in our lifetimes.
Randfully Home President Joey Premock thanked donors who have gotten the transition home to where it is today.
This project we are here to celebrate today is more than just a living space. It's an important part of the greater effort to help our young adults with the tools, support, resources to empower them to fly on their own.
3 residents occupy the already completed facility, with all the units designed to accommodate 2 people. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Cleopatra Murphy.
Well, if you're looking to take in a great Bahamian-produced play, you can thank us later. Shakespeare in Paradise kicked off this week, and they have quite a number of shows that may pique your interest. Jimenita Swain tells us more in this week's edition of Catching the Feeling.
Theater season is in full effect, and of course, it starts with Shakespeare in Paradise. It's something that's happening right here at the Philip A. Burrows Black Box Theater. We had an opportunity to speak with the director on the shows.
We've been going on close to 15 years. It's a theater festival. It's called Shakespeare in Paradise because a Shakespeare play is normally the signature work that anchors the production, but we do the festival, but we do a number of different productions. And we've had years where we've had as many as 8 shows, depending. This year, we have 3 productions and a movie.
Burrows provides a breakdown of the current slate of shows.
The 3 major play offerings, well, of course, there's the signature Shakespeare. This year, it's Richard III, and we chose Richard III because it's on the syllabus. And we always try to give students an opportunity to see the play that they're studying. We have our signature short tales, which we've had for a number of years now. And this year we have 9 original plays. And they run anywhere from 10 to 15 minutes each. One of those plays was a play called First Comes Morning. And it was about 12, 13 minutes long. And one of the things we encourage is to try and get writers to build from that. And our next play is the 2-hour version of First Comes Morning.
Valine Roll is one of the actresses in First Comes Morning. She plays Delcine in the play.
Delcy's character is a teacher, so she is very proud to know a lot of things. She does have some entitlement to things that she owns and the way she carries herself, but she also does have her traditional roots, and she still is connected. And so her older sisters, they are very much into going to funerals and dressing up, and they know the difference from this and what they should do, and she's learning those things, but her application isn't as strong. Her passion isn't as strong.
Roll is happy to be back on stage and encourages people to come out as plays run until October 8th.
This is a good mix of bringing a subject, because it is concentrating on funerals, it's a way to bring light to that subject.
Listen, it's normal to want to get the planning out of the way, but you can't ignore the mourning.
Now, as you can see, space is limited. This facility holds about 80 seats, so if you want to take in any one of the plays, they suggest that you contact the box office to ensure you get your tickets for the show. Jimenita Swain for Catching the Feeling.
Well, thanks, Jimenita. Established in 1922, the country's oldest real estate firm is celebrating its centennial birthday. And in keeping with its tradition, H.D. Christie is sponsoring an art competition, This Island of Mine, as one of its activities marking the occasion. The event held in partnership with Cab Gallery and Studio. HDC Marketing Manager Gabriella Squeaky says the competition has specific requirements.
The competition itself is completely social media based. All you have to do to enter is
tag us with hashtag HGC Island of Mine and at HG Christie and at Cab Gallery and Studio. There are no limitations on medium. The only requirement is that you are 15 to 21, a local resident or Bahamian. It is open to all islands, and we're accepting submissions from now until November 18th. The prize ceremony will be hosted at Cab Gallery, where you'll be featured, and we will be offering amazing prizes.
HCC President and Managing Broker John Christie tells us why the company chose the initiative and theme.
All young people are on social media, so we said, wow, that would be great to combine art with social media. And then what was the best theme? We had to have a slogan which wasn't, it wasn't like, having fun in Nassau, Bahamas, or something that people use. It had to be specific so that if you use that, then we know it's part of the competition. That's the way we know it. And we sell islands all over the Bahamas. We have offices all over the Bahamas. So it's just perfect because we're all Bahamians, and we live, a lot of people live in Nassau, but a lot of us live on the islands, and everyone loves their island, and they love all the islands. So it's a perfect name, and it encapsulates what HG Christie is all about.
Well, as we head to the break, we'd like to thank all our viewers watching us live on our social media platforms. And just in case you missed the news, be sure to head there to catch up. Stay with us. There's more after the break.
Mario thought he could have his cake and eat it too. He almost found out the hard way that if you don't insure your home for the full replacement value, when it comes time to make a claim, you won't get the full payout. It's called the condition of average. If your $200,000 home is destroyed by a hurricane, but you only insured it for $100,000, half the value, you'll only get half of that $100,000 payout. Actually, less than that, because there's also a deductible which will be deducted from your payout. Check your home insurance policy for the condition of average clause and ask your insurance agent or broker how condition of average would affect you. This message was brought to you by the Insurance Commission of the Bahamas, protecting the interests of policyholders.
Throughout all of our family islands, a Family Guardian home service agent can meet all your insurance needs. We offer life, health, and property and casualty insurance policies to help protect you, your loved ones, and your assets. With offices in Abaco, Eleuthera, Exuma, and Grand Bahama, and agents throughout the islands of the Bahamas, a Family Island agent is always nearby. Family Guardian, at your service, at your door. For any inquiries, WhatsApp us at 357-9632.
Shell Unleaded improves your fuel economy, giving increased miles per gallon, allowing you to do more of what you really want. Special additives used in Shell Unleaded improve your engine's efficiency. So go further with Shell Unleaded. Venture out to beaches, Junkanoo, and festivals and bring home memories that will last a lifetime. Shell, fueling journeys that matter.
Watch them grow and make plans for them even before they're old enough to talk. You spend a lifetime of sacrifice to pave the way for their success and create a tomorrow you too can be proud of. Can you tell who is the investor? At Leno, we believe everyone who has ever put a penny aside for a future dream is an investor. If you're new to investing, Leno's financial experts stand ready to design plans based on your goals. Let's sit down and explore the options one-on-one and see how, together, we can make your dreams come true. Whether considering traditional investments like a new home, car, your own business, security in retirement, or your child's college fund, we take the confusion out of the process and make an investor out of you. Call 396-3225 for an appointment. Leno, your bridge to the future.
Unlock the opportunities you never dreamed of. Discover the Global Learning Exchange. Get access to affordable, world-class higher education right here at home. Visit us online to learn more.
Well, tonight our Lloyd Allen shares the story of a Family Island businessman who says packing up years ago for life in far-flung Mayaguana was one of the best decisions he's made.
Well, as residents across Mayaguana move away from concerns related to Hurricane Fiona, today we're speaking with Reverend Reginald Charlton. He moved back to this island several years ago from the capital. Mr. Charlton, tell us why.
I moved back here because my father died in 1978, and my mother had then like 9 children who was younger than I was, you know, because I'm the seventh one that lived, and so I came back here, and after I saw that the condition and she couldn't have survived, when I went back to Nassau, I asked my employees to please give me at least 6 weeks leave of absence, and when I told them, they tell me they can't give me 6 days, and when they say that to me, I said, like, if you can't give me 6 days, I go quit.
Well, of course, since you've been here, you've opened up your own guest house. Tell us about what your experience has been like.
Well, being here, I think that's the best decision I made in my life. I was able to travel a big part of the world, and I met a lot of people, you know what I mean, and I have nothing to complain about because God been extremely good to me.
And then finally, of course, for Mayaguanians living across the Bahamas and around the world, if there's one bit of advice that you can offer to them on a beneficial reason of moving back home, what would that be?
I say to them, listen here. The opportunity is lifeless, you know, and endless. So, you know, you could come home and choose wherever you want to do, you know, and the sky is the limit.
Well, that's a look at life here on Mayaguana. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Lloyd Allen.
Well, it's time now for a check on Family Island weather with Chief Meteorologist Basil Dean. Good evening, Basil.
Good evening, Makisha. We currently just have a few clouds again this evening floating around with a temperature of 88 degrees here. Relative humidity at 68%, north-northwest winds at 10 miles per hour. The barometric pressure of 1,009.2 millibars, that's 29.80 inches, and the pressure is steady. Temperatures around the Family Violence this evening, they are brought to you by Family Guardian Insurance Company. We're protecting you. 87 degrees in Freeport, Grand Bahama, and Green Tool Key in Abaco, Marshall, Abaco, 86 degrees. The Berry Islands, 87. Allenstown, Bimini, 84, 88 degrees in Harbor Island. Roxani, Lutra, 87. Black Point, Exuma, and Kemp's Bay, San Andros, all at 85 degrees. Kemp's Fresh Creek in Central Andros, 85 degrees. 86 in Allenstown, Cat Island, San Salvador, and Room Key, Georgetown, Exuma, 87. 89 degrees in Ragged Island, Clownstown, Long Island, and Crooked Island. Betsy Bay, Mayaguana, 86. Acklands, 86. Matthew Town, Unagua, 87. And the Turks and Caicos Islands at 85 degrees. And your boating forecast tonight is brought to you by Builders Mall, home of FYP, the Tile King, and the Paint Setter. In the northwest and central islands tonight, wind's going to be northwest to west, 10 to 15 knots. Your wave heights 2 to 4 feet. Tide-wise, you can expect a low tide at 12:51 in the morning. For the southeastern parts of our country, winds are going to be southwest at 12 to 18 knots. Wave height 3 to 6 feet. As a result, caution flags are in place for the southeast Bahamas tonight. And as we take you into throughout the 700 islands on Friday, for all areas, the winds are going to fall off light and variable with flat seas. They're going to be 1 to 3 feet. But remember, we still have those large swells being generated by Fiona, which will continue to impact the north and eastern coast of our islands, particularly at high tide. That high tide will take place at 6:46 in the morning, with the low tide at 12:54 in the afternoon. And then on Saturday, for all areas, the winds are going to be northeast at 10 to 15 knots, and the wave heights 2 to 4 feet over the ocean. That's going to do it for your boating forecast. It's time now for your international temperatures, and they are brought to you by Rolls Assurance.
Out of control. Gonna tell everybody it's time to join the party. Let's just celebrate life. Gonna get loose and unwind. Set me free and let me run through the crowd. Yeah, it's Bahamian and they don't know I'm proud. It's the excitement of it all. I gonna dance and have a ball. I gonna wind up my waist, jump up on waves, jump to the bass, bust up the place, scream and shout 'cause it's the jump a new way. Let's take up the road.
And that's going to do it for your international temperatures, brought to you by Rolls Assurance. But stay tuned, your extended weather forecast is still ahead.
AID has everything you need and more to complement your home's decor. Luxurious bamboo bath towels, face towels from $1.25 and bath towels from $5.45. Shower curtains from $2.54 and organizers in stylish finishes. Bath mat sets from $7.27 in a multitude of styles and colors. Bed sheet sets from $9.95 and 7-piece comforter sets from $49.95. Doormats from $1.93 with matching runners and hundreds of area carpets. Sofa covers from $19.95, plain and crushed sheer curtains from $5.25 and thousands of panels to choose from. Blinds from $7.02 and curtain rods from $2.89. Ceramic and porcelain dishes, tablecloths, napkins, placemats, utensils, and more. A wide selection of drinking glasses including elegant stemware, candle holders, vases, and crystal. Full-size mirrors, decorative pictures, and picture frames. AID, Wolf Road and the Mall at Marathon open late and on Sundays to serve your decorating needs. AID, all you really need and more.
Elevate, we elevate, elevate, we elevate, elevate, we elevate.
I'm Corbell Piper. BTC's business team is committed to positioning your business for success. Like just recently, we hosted our first ever in-person small business masterclass where experts like Trinidadian online business strategist Kieron Rose gave advice on everything from branding to increasing media exposure to financing opportunities.
All right, so my name is Kieron Rose, and I'm a digital strategist. I work with Caribbean entrepreneurs all across the region, helping them build their digital presence and sell online so they can participate in the global economy. I thought every single guest, every speaker that came on stage, everybody added a big piece of the pie, and every following speaker built on that, built on that, and built on that. And whether the audience knows or not, they got a full blueprint to really do some damage in the digital space today. In the Caribbean, we have so much talent, we have so much artisans, we have the creativity. What we need now is for everybody to pull it together, learn how to do digital, because guess what? All of the foreigners, all the people that are coming into the islands, the first thing they do when they come to any country is pick up their phone and they're Googling. Shout outs to the BTC crew. This was amazing. We need to have many, many more of these events. And I'm here anytime you want me to come to Bahamas.
October is approaching fast, so go to our social media pages to find out more about all the upcoming events we have planned for this Small Business Month. These are still the moments that move us. I'm Corbell Piper. Be well and be back here. Next, BTC Connect.
Elevate, we elevate, elevate, we elevate.
We're learning, even playing, we're having lots of fun. We're working with each other until the day is done.
Came here because we wanted you to understand and know that what you do and who you are is important to us, to Andros, to the Bahamas, and to the world.
That was the resounding message to students from Education Minister Glenys Hanna-Martin and her team as they visited schools in North and Central Andros about 2 weeks into the new school year. The minister was quite pleased with what she observed.
It's clear that everybody was waiting for this interaction to commence. The children are excited, they are activated, the teachers are ready, the principals are in place and taking leadership. And it's just, this has been quite a wonderful experience because the children are, you know, the only word I can think of, they're delightful. They're optimistic, they are bubbly, they're hugely intelligent and articulate, and just wonderful. And so this has been a really good reminder of, you know, what makes this nation such a wonderful place. And we saw the whole spectrum from the primary to the high school. And in each instance, it's just been a just incredibly rewarding experience.
And thankful that there were not many concerns. Minister Hanna-Martin, however, noted one area to be addressed.
There is an issue of some specialized teachers in some of the very small schools that we're going to have to go back and see how we can supply them with those teachers. The infrastructural works were done beautifully during the summer. The grounds are all manicured and beautifully kept.
From the Big Yard, I'm Adama Williams for Ed Talk.
Welcome to the Cable Bahamas Business Solutions Cybersecurity Tip of the Day for data backups. Regularly back up your business's data. Set your backups to happen automatically and store them somewhere secure. When considering data backups, consider the rule of 3, 2, 1. Have 3 local backups, 2 digital backups, and 1 offsite backup. Remember, stay safe, stay informed, and stay protected.
Hey, it's your honorary pump attendant here to educate you on the do's and don'ts at the service station. Here's what you don't do. Do not pull up from the pump without first checking that the nozzle has been removed from your car. Because if you pop this, that's about $600,000 to $30,000 to replace. These things ain't cheap. What you want to do is make sure that the nozzle has been removed, or just wait for the universal sign, which is the double tap.
Time to save with a new perspective, where the focus is on values and principles, and people are just as important as profits, where we believe in democracy and equality, and your vote counts, where profits are shared with our members, who are also our owners, to ensure that by working together, we all win, where education of our members and training our staff are one of our highest priorities, where we serve our members' needs through continued cooperative initiatives because of our concern for the communities in which we live. Join more than 40,000 Bahamians who have made the smarter choice. Join the movement. Join a credit union. People helping people to help themselves.
This is ZNS Total Sports.
Good evening, everybody. It's time for Sports Thursday. I'm Charles Fish. It came down to a decisive Game 5 win of Oak Tree Crime Stoppers and Ministry of Youth, Sports and Culture Panthers moving on to the Government League Basketball Championship game. This game so big, league officials switching game from the Donald Davis to the Kendall Isaacs gym, and I guess these fans got the memo early because they were seated and present. Panthers won Game 1 of this series. Crime Stoppers taking the next 2. Then the Panthers forcing this Game 5 with a win. And just like the previous 4 games, this one would go right down to the wire on another high-scoring affair, and it was the Panthers clawing their way to a win 98-92.
Man, this was a great effort by my team. We came back. They was leading the series 2-1. We knew we were better than that team due to some technical difficulties, but we came back, we fought hard. The coaches did their part and the players did their part. Well, basketball goes on runs. Every team will make a run. They made their run and we answered.
For Coach Boleg, they let this one slip away.
Game plan what we supposed to do. We fight. I'm very proud of our guys. We played a hell of a game. That was an excellent team we played against too. So we did our best. It's not a horrible loss. It's a tough loss to go to the championship. We just got to go back to the drawing board, get in shape, prepare more better, and come back next year as a better team.
Little time to rest and celebrate for the Panthers because they are right back at it tonight in a few minutes. 8 o'clock in Game 1 of the Championship Series against the Ministry of Economic Affairs, Baines and Grandstown Cybots, who has been resting since sweeping aside the Bahamas Department of Correction challenges.
We know we are going to face a team that is very experienced. They defeated us the last 2 championships, but we think we now have the team and we have the experience because this series here taught us a lot. So we have the experience to do it. I think we can do it.
1 year in, and we are speaking with the Minister of Youth, Sports and Culture, the Honorable Mario Boleg. Tonight he is giving us some good news on the Andre Rogers National Baseball Stadium.
National Baseball Stadium, we hope that will be completed by the end of November. That's the timeline frame I've last spoke to the contractor. And so if that be the case, then we intend to open that, and we've also have a lot of things in the pipeline line up for that.
Now the gym in South Andrews also coming along.
That is upon completion, but prior to them being completed right now, we found out that there's some effects that will not meet the international standard. And we don't want that to be the case, because then that will then deter us from having to invite international teams there to have off-season trainings. And so we were trying to correct some of those things. I had Reggie Forbes, who was there on a representation from the Secretary of the Bahamas Games, who realized that, some of the things there were not up to the standard that we needed. So we're hoping that those things are corrected.
Sad news tonight, former Deputy Director of Sports Kevin Colbert passing away earlier this week at the age of 68. Minister Boleg expressing his condolences.
Yeah, I would have known Kevin during my time as an executive of the Bahamas Basketball Federation, where we were the liaison on a few times as relates to events, when he was overseeing the Betty Kenning Swim Complex, and then at one point at the Kendall Isaac Gymnasium. So I think Kevin is a man who was well knowledge about sports and facilities. He's most recently employed under this ministry at the Bahamas Secretariat, which he was making trips to the Family Islands to ensure that the facilities that needs to be taken care of and refurbished will be done. So again, he's going to be sadly missed.
Condolences also coming in from two of his former colleagues, Director of Sports Tim Munnings and Chief Sports and Recreation Officer Oriel Wood.
I found him to be very helpful and very instrumental in leading a lot of the programs here when I joined the ministry. He really enjoyed the water programs, the Betty Kelly Kenning Center, the South Beach pools. So anything related to aquatics, Kevin was very much interested in. In fact, he was perhaps the driving force to get a lot of the U.S. colleges and universities here for their winter training, which was a very successful program. The pool was very occupied during the winter months.
He worked hard here in the ministry with several sports, especially soccer and swimming. In his last 10 to 15 years, swimming was his baby over there at the Betty Kelly Kenning. And under him, we started the school program for swimming. He left a legacy here in the sports department here in this country as well. It's a sad day here in sports, a sad time. We all work together. The PS, who is his wife now, Ms. Corbin Colbert, we all worked at the ministry at the same time. So it's just like a family member, not just a co-worker that has passed.
Condolences going out to his family from the ZNS Tool Sports family as well. He will be missed. And that's going to do it for Sports Thursday. I'm Charles Fisher. Thanks for watching.
A household name carries a lot of approval. And when you're shopping for household, you need a household name. For 50 years, Bahamas Welding and Fire has been a household name in outdoor grills and kitchen appliances. Need to beautify that yard space for your grill? BWF has it covered. For the industrial worker, you can find a complete line of tools and safety equipment. For the welder of any level or budget, you can find the right machinery to power everything. There's no shortage on power with a wide array of generators. And safety is everyone's responsibility. Find everything needed to protect everyone on the worksite. Over 40,000 square feet of shopping space in a convenient location. Bahamas Welding and Fire. We're more than just our name. Located number 13 Wilton Street.
Opa!
It really delights me, quite frankly, to have such young, nimble, agile thinkers. Their innovation and creativity is really
at the forefront when they show up for work and they're fully committed. Nothing, in my mind, beats the benefit of experience. The benefit of them on our team is tremendous. To really be thinking about fiber to the home is like the next frontier of technology. Rollout across the entire new province really brings a lot of excitement and energy to our teams. And I'm delighted to be thinking about the future of the Bahamas with fiber to the home everywhere.
Samantha's always on point. She doesn't miss a thing. When she signs up for any insurance policy, she reads all the fine print. She knows what's covered, what's not covered, and she's aware of her deductibles. When it comes to insurance, it pays to know your policy. Review every insurance policy so you know what you're covered for. This message was brought to you by the Insurance Commission of the Bahamas.
September may be ending, but the specials continue at Super Value and Quality Supermarkets. Campbell's Vegetable Soup, 10.5 ounce, $1.79. Rainbow Mackerel, 15 ounce, $1.69. Olivia Vegetable Oil, 48 ounce, $3.99. Boneless Chicken Breast, $3.69 per pound. MacArthur Orange Juice, 1 gallon, $4.99. Donate your change to help feed the Humane Society animals at Super Value and Quality Supermarkets.
Time now for weather.
In our final look at weather, well, we can tell you Fiona continues to push towards the north, but there are some rain bands, some very thin rain bands extending out of that, and that will continue to provide pockets of showers, particularly over the northwest Bahamas at times, and also in the far southeastern Bahamas as well. High pressure, nevertheless, will remain in control, so we'll see some relatively light winds over the next couple of days. Our forecast for tonight, we're going in for mainly clear with a shower or thunderstorm in spot. The low temperature tonight should get down to 78 degrees, and tomorrow we are looking at partly sunny with a brief shower or two, high temperature 87 degrees, and your extended weather forecast, those off and on showers as a result of those little rain band extending out of Fiona. They will continue right through the weekend. And temperature-wise, going to keep you not too hot, up into the upper 80s daytime, mid to upper 70s at nighttime. Mikishla.
Well, thanks, Basil. That does it for the Bahamas tonight. Thank you for continuing to make ZNS your first choice for news and information. Only the sun covers the Bahamas better than ZNS. From all of us here at ZNS, thank you for watching and good night.
You're watching the ZNS Network, the People's Station.